Royal Risings Empire. It's me, the Empress. I'm on sabbatical for 5 days. It's been so far, very powerful 5 days. I don't know. I got a lot of rest yesterday. Like I don't even remember yesterday other than, I had to handle an emergency at home, and I had so much time to do it before I actually went home and fell asleep at home. Them damn edibles. So, and I woke up a couple hours later, came back to the hotel, ate some good food. Not from, I had some good food. And I slept again until like 7 o'clock. 7, maybe 8 o'clock. I don't know what time it is, because when I'm here, there is no time. I sleep when I sleep, because I'm completely disconnected from everything when I'm here. When I go to the hotel on sabbatical, and I'm literally just up the street from up the road from I'm about 10 miles from home. So I can go home and do anything if I want to. I don't even have to eat out. I can go home and eat. But, when I come and the moment I cross the threshold of the room, the hotel room, everything disconnects from me. All the cares of the world, everything just disconnects to me. My mind, my brain is trained. Thank you, Father. And he trained to shut it down, to shut my brain down. And literally, it's not easy, especially when you got a whole lot of stuff going on. And I had a whole lot of stuff going on. Yeah, a lot of stuff. And so I come in these hotel rooms. Well, I usually am at one. I got one hotel. Well, let me just say, I have one person who owns 3 hotels. So they're all right next door to each other, and he has given me liberty to go in between all 3 of them. So like, I could use whatever in all 3 of them. Maybe everybody can, but I have kind of a personal relationship with him, and he makes sure that he told everybody knows me, because I'm always in purple when I come in, and they know, put her somewhere where there's nobody, where she's by herself. I don't have to hear anybody's noise. Nobody's walking past my door or anything like that. And so usually I gotta walk a long way to get to my room. But anyway, when I crossed that threshold of that room, the weight of the world, the cares of life, everything that burdens my heart is left on the other side. And once I strip myself of that, the only thing I can do is sleep. I sleep. And I can sleep for hours, or I can sleep for days. Literally. Now, I checked in here on Friday. I got a massage. I had dinner. I had a massage. And of course, my massage therapist understands me. She knows, where my attention is. And so she knows, and we understand chakras. And so she knows how to do that. Oh man. And once she got done, I went to sleep. Now I went to sleep. I said, I was scheduled to be out of town the next day. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know if I was going to make it. And I had decided that if I don't make it, I'll just send an offering. I'll just send her an offering, a gift. And But that's how that tiredness comes down on me. But I kid you not, I woke right up. I woke right up at 5 a.m. Well, I'm usually up, by 5 a.m. But it's a miracle. I slept straight through the night. I was out. I didn't get up once. 5 a.m. I woke up. I come out to my car and I do meet up. I have my meditation. And coffee. It's morning coffee time. Now, I'm being nice right now, but y'all know what my meditation is. Part of my meditation is when you see me sitting in my car and I'm at a hotel, because I got a whole studio in my room. I got a whole studio set up in my room, so you know what my meditation is. Part of my meditation. That's what I call it, meditating. But when it's time to meditate, it's time to medicate. So anyway, I just sleep. But I got up, did what I had to do on Saturday. I talked about that yesterday. If you didn't see it, it's yesterday's post. I talked about it. And man, it was awesome. So, and after that, I went to sleep. I had dealt with an emergency, and I went to sleep. I didn't go to sleep here. I went to sleep at home, and then I came back here. I went to sleep, and I woke up at about 3 this morning, and so I'm feeling rested. And it's time to work now. So today I'm working. Today I am recording the first episode of the Holy Eight Effect podcast. Yes. Today I'm recording. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I got ancestors. I got ancestors on my side pushing me, saying, go, go, go. And I know that because what happened on Saturday. I know that by what happened on Saturday. So it's time to go. I really want to, y'all, you see me tearing up because if you're a person that knows scripture, and even though I'm not religious, to me scripture and religion are two different things. They and you can use any, religions, all kinds of religions use scripture, use the Bible. It is not specifically for Christians. I know Wiccans that use the Bible. They consider the Bible a book of spells. I don't know, but a majority of my life I have studied the Bible, so the Bible is a part of my framework. I can't separate myself from it. It's a part of my framework, just like the science of psychology is a part of my framework. I can't separate myself from it. And literally, when I read scriptures, it is filtered through the science of psychology. It's not filtered through religion. But when I speak, because I'm used to, it's like learning different languages, and you switching, I'm moving between them, because I have some people who are used to me speaking a certain language. And now I have new people, my own babies, my own empire. And we speak a different language. We move a different way. But don't get it twisted now. We love God. Don't get it twisted. We may not even call it God. We may call it, I call him love. I call him love. But I'm not here to encourage anybody on, I don't proselytize. I just live it. You know, I believe my experience is uniquely my experience with God. But it has evolved. My openness to him has evolved over the years. Now I see it in a masculine. I see him in a masculine. Doesn't bother me if you see it more feminine or more energetic or something. But I do still refer to it as the him. Why? Because that has been the void of my life. So when I met him, he was Father God, because that was what I needed him to be. He was Father. I had no daddy. That's the story of many of us. Y'all sitting here thinking, you know, let me just tell you, there's some of us that really know, that know him for real. I done walked through some very dark places where a religion cannot go. You can't take religion with you. Because literally all the fake shit, when you really face something real, all that fake shit gonna fall off of you. Yeah. And then you say, oh, you don't do religion, but you go to church. First of all, let me tell you something. Not every church is the same. That's why you need to stop going to churches, because people are popular, or they have movie stars and credibility, you know, high class. You need to stop going to churches because of that. You need to go to churches because, first of all, you need to be churched at home. And then you need to be led somewhere. You know, you don't want to be sitting up under anybody. You be sitting up, because whatever is on the head flows down to the body. Look at what's happening in this country because we got a pedophile for a president. Now your daughters, your babies ain't safe nowhere now. Your babies ain't safe nowhere now, because that energy is free to roam now because it's on the head. I didn't even come down here to talk about this, but I'm somewhere now. You know, you need to let your spirit man connect to a leader. You see what I'm saying? And stop letting people you shouldn't be at churches that the spirit didn't lead you to. Every church I done been to, the spirit done led me to. And I remember, if you live in Port Huron, Michigan, there used to be a church called Life of Faith. And I remember going in that church for the first time. I was in complete distress because all hell was breaking out in the church that I was in, which I can't believe. I think it was New Covenant at that time, called New Covenant Life Ministries. But we switched our name from New Hope Tabernacle, Kojic. And so, you know, Kojic, Church of God in Christ. So, you know, that's a whole religion in itself. And so I was wounded sitting there. And I was tore down. I was tore down sitting in Life of Faith. Now, Life of Faith was referred to in the neighborhood as the white church. It was referred to as the white church. I mean, in the hood, that's what we referred to it, because it literally was the largest church, but it was literally, just on the outskirts of South Park, which is the neighborhood where most of us live. Don't get it twisted, though. We had good churches. Oh, my church, the church I was wounded by. Baby, my apostle was he ran the city. Spiritually, I'm talking about. Pastors had great respect for him as a man of God. So, but when I went into Life of Faith for the first time that morning, I sat just anywhere, not up front, not in the back, somewhere in the middle, and they literally have at that time had like 1,000, maybe 1,500 members. And there were a few black people in between there. There was a few of us. It wasn't salt and pepper yet. It was like speckled. I don't believe there was any on leadership. But at that time coming in, I couldn't tell who was in leadership. And so I couldn't tell who was in leadership because the structure of how they did their service was so different than what I was used to. I was used to the leadership being very visible and sitting in places where everybody could see them. And literally the first Sunday I didn't even know who the pastor was because I couldn't pick him out in the crowd because he did sit in the pulpit. And but for some reason it was a strange service because thank you, Chad Waller. He was the musician. And he had a minstrel anointing. Like he had, you don't know what that is. If you don't know what that is, I can't explain it right now. But when he begins to play, my spirit begins to do things. And so I knew that it was doing something to somebody else, because all of a sudden worship broke out in there and people started worshiping. And they don't do that. They have like an order in their service that spontaneous stuff like that doesn't really go on. And so it went on, and then everything got quiet. And then I'm gonna call it a prophet comes up from the right up on the stage and takes the microphone. And his name is Ephraim. His name is Ephraim. Ephraim is white, but not white. He may be, I don't know, but his name was Ephraim. And Ephraim said, this word I'm about to speak is for one, maybe two, but I know one person in this building. Now it's 1,500 people in this building right now. And he gives this word. This word, I can't give it word for word right now, but he gives this word and he says, I'm breaking down. My spirit man is about to explode. He said, who is this word for? And I stood up. When I looked around, when I opened my eyes, I looked around and I was the only one standing up. And he just went A to Z on me. He just praying and prophesying over me. And this was the white church. I don't know if they did that before I came there, but I do remember that he kind of got in trouble for that. But hey, that's what happened when I walk into places. I do remember he kind of got in trouble for that. But I can tell you that I walked in that church and they held me up for the time I was there. And then I had to go back home. You know, God said, go back home. and I went back to New Covenant. And so, but I was there for maybe 3 weeks before I realized who the pastor was. I don't know if he was on some kind of sabbatical when I came in, but he just would come in and sit in the back. And so I never knew he was. And there were times he would be on the stage, but I didn't know if, I didn't know he was kind of a different kind of vibe, He would give messages, but he was kind of bluesy with because he sang and he played, did instruments, and so he was kind of like a minstrel. And when him and Chad got together, like, it was great worship, And so I didn't know if he was the pastor or he was part of a worship team. He's part of the worship. And he wore jeans every Sunday. He wore jeans. I never seen him without jeans. He did have a blazer on, but he looks like every man in there dressed the same way, jeans and a blazer. Every man in there, jeans and a blazer. And so, anyway, that was my life of faith. We called them the White Church. and that's in my stay there. Like I said, I was led there. That happened to me. And when Ephraim got done with me, God had me sit there in that church for, I think, 2 years. I sat under Pastor Randy Gerhard. Under that ministry, I got trained in order. In order, and how, even outreach, because I did an outreach there to Vista Maria Girls Home where I got an award for, reaching some girls that they were not able to reach. They were having problems reaching, and they got together and wanted to honor me. And so I don't have the award myself because I gave it to the church. So I don't know if they keep that stuff. Because Pastor Randy is not there. He's not the pastor. I don't even think it's Life of Faith. Because it was called Cross Current when I left. But I grew into leadership while I was there. I did. I grew into leadership, and I learned I'm going to be honest with you, I learned a lot about how white people deal and think about ministry. And it's really different than if you go into a black church. It's really different because, I don't know. I don't know if it's all white churches, but I know that this church had a very distinctive order, of a business-minded order of how they ran things, and they never begged for offerings. They didn't. They just told you where you needed to give, and I don't remember how they took offerings, but I know we didn't do no marching around people and all that stuff. But I never heard them beg for money. And we were having some of the top singers at that time coming through there. Gospel singers, young people. I can't call their names now. They old now though, because I was young then. And so, Pastor Randy Gerhard, if this reaches you, I want to thank you for how you treated me while I was in your care, because, You know, I can honestly say I have sat up under the greatest men of all time. Some have been black, some have been white, some have been Hispanic. Shoot, I had an old pastor in Imlay City, Juan Martinez. If you hear this, my goddaughter's Millie and Anna. He was my first father, you know, he fathered me, you know, like there was a guy in our church that was trying to wreak havoc between me and one of the sisters in the church, and I was strung out on him. I was strung out, and I got my heart broke, and the way he did it made it seem like he came in the church to like just run through the women in the church, and Pastor Juan stood up like he was my daddy, and he rudely rebuked this man and forbid him to ever step foot back in the church. You're not messing with my daughters. That's what he said. None of them. You can't have neither one of them. And then he saw how heartbroken I was, and he brought me to his house. I've been to his house many times, but him and his wife brought me to his house, and he sat me down on the couch, and he talked to me a little bit, and, you know, I cried it out, and he said, okay, you know, he just like a father, like, just sit there and rest. And he turned on some Western movies, and we started watching Western movies until, you know, my tears were done. And his energy, we didn't do any more talk. We just sat there and watched movies. But his energy was fathering, and his energy was there, and it was healing me. And to be honest with you, once he got done, now, the rest of I've not, might be one reason why I'm not married, because once he got done, not another person coming from my heart has ever been able to get it. Has ever been able to get it, because their intentions weren't pure. Ask any of them. And then they go away, and they come back, and they apologize. What are you apologizing for if you didn't do anything wrong? I didn't apologize to you. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've been in a season of apologies this year since I turned 60. I don't know what it is, where several men, maybe not men that I've been in relationships with, but just men that have done things maybe to block me because I'm a woman. I know somebody know what I'm talking about, because a lot of women have been blocked and slowed down because of jealous men. I done learned that I wasn't blocked and I wasn't slowed down. I was saved for such a time as this. I wasn't supposed to come out in the 90s with my sister Juanita Bynum. I wasn't supposed to come out with all of those that was coming out during that time. I wasn't supposed to. It wasn't my turn. It wasn't my time. And I remember when Apostle Vita Nichols, we sat around the table of her beginning Destiny Ministries, and I remember having a dream that night, because I knew that if I was going to be on her team, that, you know, I was going to give her 100. And she knows. I mean, she knows that you know, she knows who I am. She knows I didn't even come to her untrained, you know. But the sharpening, we made a shift I came to her at a time when they were getting ready to shift into the prophetic, and we made that shift together. And so, and we both were very gifted, and we very, you know, we both are seers. We both are very sharp seers. Very, very sharp seers. Well, we're trained by the same woman, her mother, Mother Margaret Hill. And so, I done lost my damn train of thought. But I'm enjoying this conversation. Because really, I've been full. I've been full since Saturday. And I really want to talk to y'all, but I'm gonna do a live. I'm just waiting a little time because I really want my children to hear this live. So I'm gonna be going live on TikTok and Facebook shortly. Probably, I can't tell what time is it. 7. Oh, see, my people ain't getting up at 7 o'clock. Unless they gotta go to work. And most, yeah. So I'm gonna get them at 8 o'clock, cause I'll probably have more interaction with them at that time. I'm gonna be on TikTok, and but I wanna just, I'm gonna talk about Apostle Vita Nichols and her influence in my life. But she gave a message on Saturday, and she released the energy to finish. And I'm gonna talk to the empire about finishing. But I don't have no live privileges on YouTube yet. So please like, comment, share. Please like, comment, share. But I'm doing great. I'm thankful for you, the view that I have been gaining, and I promise you that I'm gonna give you more and more and more. As I actually got offered an office where I can set up a studio, so I'm good. I just gotta make that transition. But I'm gonna birth. It's September 7th. We on the countdown starts in a week. In 2 weeks. What is today? September 7th. September 7th. And we're actually here today. We're recording it. So I'm gonna tell you that it is powerful. So you're looking at my attire for it. Yes, I wouldn't normally be here, like this, Well, actually, yeah. You're looking at what you're gonna be seeing on the podcast. So I'm already together because I'm a morning person. And what I'm gonna talk, I just gotta wait. Like I said, I gotta wait for my daughter to wake up and get here for us to begin recording. Because my daughter Tashana, because I don't want to do it by myself. It's very emotional because it is my son's birthday. But I need for you to understand that the Holy Eight effect is directly connected to him. And it is, my son grew up around prophets. It is a prophetic word where he talks about his death. And he says the only explanation, is this Holy Eight shit, So we're here, God dang it, and we're going to put a celebration together. You'll hear live me and Tashana talking, and I'm already getting choked up, but I'm ready, and I need to channel those emotions so that you can feel where we are. But the Holy Eight Effect is my pulpit. It's my pulpit. So I don't want you. It's not even. If you feel church, it's because of me and being churchy. But otherwise, you're not gonna see, because we're gonna feature things like the cannabis of the week. Like I'm gonna talk to you about strands of cannabis. I'm gonna talk to you about what to use for things, anything related to PTSD. I am cannabis over opiates. So, and you'll understand that listening to the Holy Eight Effect podcast, because a lot of y'all religious people out here judging people for smoking weed, and you're addicted to opiates. You take Klonopin, you take all kinds of anxiety and depression meds. Those are opiates. You know, I was addicted to them at one point too, but I used cannabis to get myself off of the really strong opiates. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I still have some Klonopin. I still get it. But I don't use it, and they interchange it. They have you use it for different things. And so just recently they gave me gabapentin to sleep, because I talk about that all the time, that I don't sleep well. But that's why I'm here at the hotel, because I sleep well here. And so, but both, well, I really don't use the gabapentin. But everything's PRN, so it only gets used in extreme cases. Like, and normally it only would get used if I got triggered in the and I'm gone. I'm gone. I would take it but most of the time, if I'm triggered and I smoke the right bud, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about. If you smoke the right stuff, it'll catch you. It'll do certain things that'll calm you down, because marijuana, cannabis, I'm going to say, because most people think that the only thing you can do with it is smoke it. But if you've been around me for, I'm a medical marijuana person. So if you've been around me, then I cook with it. I make gummies. We make all kinds of goodies with it. And look, I done made a pot roast. Before my son passed away, I was selling dinner to all his friends with cannabis in it. Yeah, I made a whole dinner, a cannabis dinner. And so I'm very pro cannabis, but I'm also pro medical cannabis. It's all the same cannabis, but to use it for medical reasons. Most people now, because it's recreational, you can walk into a dispensary and you just buy bud. You might know if you want an indica or a sativa or a hybrid. You might know that. But beyond that, the bud tenders now can't answer any questions. And that's why I like medical marijuana, because I would go in and I say, when we just had medical, I would say to a bud tender, I need something that's good for depression. And they would say to me, you need something that has more sativa in it. They knew those types of, they had those types of answers. Look, I'm having some anxiety. I'm dealing with anxiety. I need something, to calm me down. And the bud tender could tell you, well, you need something more indica based. You know, right now, when I asked the bud tender, like, but is it a head high or a body high? And he said, I don't know, it's just good weed. Well, right now it's recreational. It's not necessary for them to know all that. You just go in and you just buy your weed. But me, I'm gonna put you on some game. If you need cannabis for medical reasons, then you shouldn't just be smoking good weed all the time. You should be smoking specific things, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. So we're gonna deal with things on the Holy Effect podcast that you might not see in other places that are, let's just say they're gonna be me. It's gonna be uniquely me, covered by my ancestors. I got all kinds of ancestors. I do. Very powerful men and women. Seers, prophets. I feel like I need background noise, but I'm. You know what? This is what I need to do. Because I can hear the birds, but then you hear the traffic too. Let me see if you can just hear the birds on this. To me, they're singing songs. They're saying good morning to each other. Mommy's saying goodbye to the baby so she can go and hunt for food. It's grounding for me. Because now that I don't have that religious helm, I'm connected to everything. And I realized that when I did consider myself Christian, like I only could talk to Christian people. You know what I mean? I could only talk to Christian people. If I did an event, only Christian people came up. If I was doing something in another city, only Christian people showed up. You know, now that I don't have that and I'm the Empress. I got Muslim people, I have Buddhist people, I have people that are just simply no religion, like me, just spiritual. You know, they believe in God, but you know, they're not gonna be assigned to any religion. You know, but I don't even, when I'm meeting people now, I don't even take that into consideration. Most people are drawn to me, number one, by the purple. I'm not even going to say that. It's the smile. It's been anointed for years. I'm going to say that. And you know, the purple. It does draw. And people don't know. There's no, why do you wear purple? You wear purple to get attention. No, right now, maybe. But when I started wearing purple every day, it was because I ran into another purple energy and we connected and we both just made a business out of purple, the Purple Empress. Events. We threw purple parties. We did crowns and gowns that was purple. we made a whole business out of it. And as we did business with it, and we just evolved. I mean, we both both love purple. But like right now, I'm in it. I love purple, so it doesn't bother me. But when I'm in my community, everybody knows who I am because of this purple. If I stepped out in my community and say red, or, or we don't even have to go that far, pink, they would think, is she having a bad day? Oh, my signature now is this purple. My nail shop, T-Nails on Rossonville Road. I walk in there, and the owner of the nail shop is another purple girl. But at the time I started going there, her business wasn't purple, and she didn't wear purple every day. And now I go in there every time. She wears purple every day now. And I walk in one day, and she lifts up all her accessories of brushes and towels and everything, and they've all turned purple. And that's what purple people, we're like that with each other. When we love purple, we free with each other. We free with each other. Like, and we be just, the more we're around, the more purple we become. And so now my nail shop, my nail tech, she's not the tech, she's the owner, but she does my nails. She shops for purple nail polish. So the last time I came in, she had a bunch of new colors, and she's saying, look, I got you this, I got you this, I got you this. And so that's what that is. You see that? That's really nice. She went out and shopped for that for me personally. See, that's the power of the purple. I don't want you to think it's all purple. You literally have to be a nice person. You literally have to be a nice person. Some of y'all, but for you people that are spiritual thinkers like that, I'm gonna tell you, you literally have to be a nice person. You don't have to. I'm a positive vibe wherever I am. I am a positive vibe wherever I am. Only people that ever get to see me at my bottom, my lowest, when my vibration is very, very low, is my family. You'd only see that in my house, and they'll tell you then that they perceive that I'm I'm crashing, but I'm still a positive vibe. I might still be smiling and laughing, but they when it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. Like this weekend, they knew, they came together. We're short-staffed, and they look. My daughter came. Like I'll take care of my sister. And so I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. Now I gotta go up here and do these lives, so I'm gonna post this on YouTube. This video was just made for YouTube, and it's just raw. It's just me. It's me sitting down here doing my meditation. Let me tell you what I was smoking on. I was smoking on this Blue Sky pre-roll. It's a sativa. It's called Blue Dream. And let me tell you and it's Blue Dream season. So if you go into a dispensary, you'll start seeing Blue Dream in the dispensaries right now. It's because they're just harvesting Blue Dream right now. So you're just gonna start seeing it. So and I'm gonna tell you, if you see it and you like it, stock up on it. Because it does not last very long in the dispensary. Let me tell you why. It fights depression very good. Like, it lightens your mind. It works. It is a head high with just a slight body high. A slight body high, really. But it also provokes creativity in your brain. And once your creativity is provoked, your endorphins begin to go. You know what I mean? And you might find yourself having like ideas, and then where you were depressed, you'll see it will make you say, I can do it. I'm telling you, this is the kind of stuff you're going to be seeing on the Holy Eight Effect podcast. So, if you're going to the dispensary today and you are battling depression, insomnia, or what do you call it when you can't eat? When your appetite is gone and you can't eat, because it will also make you, it will also give you the slight munchies. No, it will, hopefully. Now, not as much as it will lighten your mood and make you feel good. So, Blue Dream is my number one. And when it comes out, I buy ounces of it and stock up. I just put it in the freezer because you can't get it during the winter and the spring. You can't get it. It's only harvested late summer to fall. Unless you're growing in your house. So, look out for Blue Dream in your dispensaries in this season. So, hey, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you could have followed me. I'm this uncut, raw and uncut. There's no editing on Morning Coffee. So, it is what it is. If you followed me and I lost my thought, you can blame the Blue Dream on that, baby. But I'm eventually going to come back around to it. And before I leave, let me just tell you, I release the energy to finish. Now, if you really want to know what I'm going to be talking about, run on over to Facebook, run on over to TikTok. Well, if you get to TikTok, you're probably not going to be able to see it because they don't let you save them. You just get them. So, but if I'm going to go live on TikTok too. So, if you catch me over there, you catch me over there. I'm going to try before I do it to get my iPad. I just got a brand new iPad Air. That's supposed to be good for recording because I would like to just record it for myself. Or maybe put another platform on, I don't know. But get ready. I'll post it. It's not gonna be called anything. It's just it will have a title. And let's go, I say.